Hello and welcome to the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
Welcome to episode 11.
That's right, episode 11.
Oof.
I'm pretty happy with last week's episode.
With last week?
Yeah.
You liked it? Yeah.
I wanted to do something big for our anniversary, our birthday, 10th birthday, and it just didn't work out what I wanted to do.
Right.
I wanted to involve drinking,
Oh.
like a glass of champagne, and some other stuff too, but it wasn't going to work. So we do have a beer today, though.
We have drinks today.
We can just make up for that by having a drink today. So cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
Yeah. So how was your week this week?
It was good. School started up again.
Yeah.
And I was working with an elementary class, fourth grade class, kind of from hell on Tuesday. But then I was at junior high on Thursday and today.
Okay.
And that was cool. Today it was 7th and 8th grade, and they were all English classes, but they had various levels of skill. It was all the levels. All the levels. So you had kids.
The stupids and the smarts.
Well, so I'm not saying it, but you have low level.
You can say it. We were all in school once. We all knew who the stupid kids were and who the smart kids were, and what tables they sat at.
Well, it's like, so you have. I would not call them stupid, but I'd call them like the challenging group. Where there's like this one kid. His name was like not Jordan. But he was talking the entire time. This little kid. I was like, dude, you're like the next little Eddie Murphy, but you can't, you won't get anywhere if you don't be quiet for like a second. Like take a moment to just breathe. The whole time he's like, oh, what's this happen? What is this? What is Tom and Jerry? Because they're watching this Tom and Jerry video.
Okay.
So they would watch Tom and Jerry, and during the video the Ed puzzle is what it's called, where it's like YouTube, but you answer questions during the video. So you watch it, and then it asks questions like, why did Jerry just put red dots on Tom's face? And because in the episode, Jerry is trying to trick Tom into thinking that he has measles.
It's like, I was going to say, is this like a monkeypox?
Yeah, so it's very...
yeah, that's very
like...
They're very on the nose.
On the nose, like, good job, teacher.
We got to teach them monkeypox
Mrs.
now.
Hulk. She picked the right clip. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because then there's a point where Jerry, the mouse, is like showing...
Okay. Jerry's the mouse.
Yeah, Jerry's the mouse. Tom's the cat. And he's showing a magazine where he's like... and it says pandemic.
Oh, shit.
Measles pandemic spreading.
Yeah.
So Tom's like, oh my God, I got the red dots on my face.
I just put together that Tomcat.
Tomcat, yeah.
That's why he's named Tom.
Yeah. What's why is he Jerry?
I don't know.
Jerry Mount, I don't know.
So anyway, Tom's got AIDS or something. What is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Tom's got chicken pox.
Yeah.
So there was a point where I'm like, kids, if you guys had chicken pox, no one raises their hand. Oh, that's because you guys all have the vaccine that's really good that has stopped chicken pox.
Is chicken pox isn't a thing anymore?
No one really gets it because of the vaccine they got.
When did the vaccine come around?
I think after us, because I told them I had it. Once my
yeah.
brother had it, I had it. The my other brother had it. Everybody gets it.
I was in kindergarten, and it was just like everybody had it.
Yeah.
Because you just pass it around, and you don't get it again. You just get it the one time, and then your body's cool with it. But yeah, and I remember not even being that bad. It's just I had like weird little spots.
I told them it's not. They're like, "What's it like?" It's not that bad, dude. You just have to like bath in what did you have to bath in when you had chicken pox?
I thought I had to do cream. And put little creams on me, or it just goes away. You don't have to really do anything.
Yeah. So there was that class that was kind of loud, but I'm like, this is fun. They're funny though, because they're like, what is this? Oh my God! This one kid, Cruz. Once he started, because what you had to do.
That's his first name?
Cruz, Cruz. Cruz.
That's his first name.
That's his first name, okay. Yeah. So because for the assignment, you had to look up measles and find a picture of it and put it onto the document. So he's like, what else is out there? Oh. He starts Googling other stuff. He goes from measles to monkeypox to Ebola. I was like, dude, you got to watch it. Like, you're not going to like what you see.
What's the worst disease you can get?
I think it was Ebola. Yeah. And I was like, he's like, would you want this? I'm like, absolutely not, buddy. I wouldn't know. I don't want you to I don't want anybody to have this, but it's like really sad.
Yeah. Like, you're in America, so you're fine.
Yeah. So you're okay.
You're not going to get that here.
But it's interesting because Tom and Jerry is a silent cartoon. They don't talk, which helped for the other class, which was ELD, which are the English language learners. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like it's amazing how like we have like Google Translate now, so we can talk to kids and stuff. It's a little harder, but then like they still laugh at Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, they just beat each other up.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's like the fun part. That's the fun part about comedy too, is that even if you're not speaking the same language,
in America is just as funny as slapping somebody in another country.
the way that Jerry just shoves the thermometer in Tom's mouth and it like hits the back of his head.
Yeah.
And like it goes up and it explodes or whatever. It's like everyone gets that.
Yeah. You have a Seinfeld book that you've been reading. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
So it's kind of blown my mind.
Because I watched a lot of Seinfeld, the TV show, growing up. It was one of my dad's favorite shows. So it would always be on every week. And then even as a teenager, we had the DVDs and I would just have them on constantly. And I'm very familiar with his style of comedy. So tell me what's in this book.
Yeah, he basically, during COVID, he wrote down his 40 years of jokes. So he has them categorized by decades. So in the 70s, he has like jokes about like his parents growing up with his sister. He has a joke where he's like, it's always weird meeting the guy who's going to marry your sibling. Like, you really want to do this? I've lived with her my entire life and I want out. Like, there's got to be someone else. Like, you don't want to do this. So that was one like from the 70s.
Can you do it in his voice?
80s. What are you doing? You want to date my sister? What are you doing? You don't want to do that. I know what it's like. I lived with her. I eat the same cereal as her. I know what's going on. And so it's funny, but it's funny how like each decade he changes a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like each joke kind of has the same structure.
Yeah.
Where
it's go ahead. Yeah.
Where he gives like the premise of it. Mm-hmm. So he's got like, the topic. When I go to the movies, I don't want it to feel like I'm going to watch TV. And then he explains it a little bit more where he's like, at the movie theater now, they have all these ads in front of the movie. So he sets up the premise. Then he has an analogy that is kind of like a mix of like smart and dumb, where the smart part is coming up with the analogy, but the actual analogy is probably something kind of dumb. And he describes that as like, it's like the analogy of his daughter leaving to college. It's like having a grown alligator in your bathtub. And you're like, I guess I gotta get this out of here now. Like, it's kind of too big. It's not going to work. Because having an alligator in your tub is stupid. Like, that's a Florida man kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like, what are you doing? And so there's always this like mix of smart and dumb. He has like two analogy or comparisons, and then he has like a punch. Mm-hmm. So with the movies are like TV now, he says we're strapped in like POWs in chairs and we're forced to watch all the ads that come on. What are we doing? And then he's like, it's like if you're going to a restaurant and all they have to give you is something that's inside your fridge. Like it's anything that's at home. Yeah. So he's like, okay, I'll take the jar of olives, the sink water, and the toothpaste. You got anything? And when I'm reading the book, I'm like, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I'm actually like chuckling.
His stand-up's pretty funny because it's like the joke that's like, what's the deal with this? But it is like that where it's just, though you compare like stupid shit and yeah, I'd be interested to pick up the book and see it like in words.
Yeah, I think that's helped me the most.
Yeah, if he actually breaks down the structure of his jokes and
I literally like close read it, and that's how I knew it's like, okay, the opening, because he's pretty obvious about like what he's going to talk about, which is probably for the best. And then he makes some different kind of comparison. It's interesting to see how long someone spends on like a bit, or a story. Like,
have you ever watched the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know that I've seen like clips of his stand up, but I just know him from the show. So I wonder if like those, like the joke, if that would be into. Well, he does stand up on the show. Actually, he opens the episodes with a little act.
Yeah,
like a couple jokes, like because he's actually a comedian on the show. But yeah, I want to get my hands on that book.
Yeah, I'll let you see it, because then I started writing my own stuff, kind of based off that.
Okay.
In like the Seinfeld-esque type language. So I was thinking about how it is to work from home.
Okay.
So reasons why working from home is great.
Reasons why working from home is great.
The bathroom. You have access to your own bathroom for the entire day. This is a modern day luxury. Just now, I traveled all the way back home to use my toilet because I was going to my normal job. I could have gone at the place I work, but other people use it too. The simple fact that other people use it really slows me down. Those are other butts. Even if they don't sit down, another butt was very close by.
That's a good one.
I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty good.
Wait, that's yours, right?
That's mine that I wrote. Yeah, because that's like,
who wants to be next to another butt?
It's right there. Even if you didn't sit on it, it's in the same area.
Yeah,
same fumes. The commute. Have you ever driven far to work? Have you ever lived so close that you're late all the time because you don't worry about it? I had both. Working from home means the commute is seconds. Seconds. The only factor is Wi-Fi connection. That's the only thing really stopping you from getting there. Your phone dies. Your laptop takes forever. That's it. You're done. Being on your phone. Your phone is just right there when you work from home. You probably have to actually use it. You know your phone will always work at home. That's the thing. It might not get any signal at your workplace, but it works at home, which is a total distraction. The flip side of all this is that these great parts of working from home are also your worst enemy. Bathroom is right there, which means you can spend a few times in there during the day during work.
Is the pause part of the joke?
Yeah, it's like trying to be clean. That's like the clean part of it.
Oh.
You get to fix how you look. Having the commute be seconds means that you will wait the very last second to get up and get ready and be ready for whatever job you do at work. Having your phone means you have access to Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Netflix, everything you can use to distract yourself or keep you from being completely focused at work. Having everything available to you from your home is like a weird advantage. The whole point is to going to another place for work is that you had to prepare for it. You had to bring everything you needed to survive. If you didn't, you're out of luck. Oh, I left my watch at home. I'm not going to be able to tell what time it is because there's no Wi-Fi in this building that I work at. I'm supposed to be there right on time. When you work at home, you feel the drive is weaker to do well because if you ever get yelled at by your boss, you could always just cancel out of the window and go walk and get that third drink of the day.
It is true. It's funny you're selling that today because I did have to work this morning at 9 a.m. from home.
Yeah.
And I got up at 8:50. just rolled out of bed and walked into my office and just started working.
Let's see. As I had one about... Okay. Oh, okay. So I think this one's better. I'm trying to find the one about dogs. Because, dogs don't know that you're working.
Yeah.
They have no idea. They have no concept that anything in the world has changed. they think, oh, wow, he woke up later. He's walking. Oh, are we going to play all day? Is that what's going on? He's not even dressed. He has like the same shirt on that we went to sleep in. I guess we're going to play it. Maybe in the dog in this story. Ooh, so this one, if you ran out a studio space or an office, you understand, oh, I'm paying for this. I need to be productive. When you pay for your home or apartment and work from home, you think, oh, I pay for this. I can take a nap.
Sounds good. Yeah. So let's get you on a stage to tell those.
We got to work on these soon because there's a pretty good amount.
Yeah. So I saw okay, full disclosure, I got very drunk last night.
Oh, God.
That's partially why I woke up late this morning. Or late. I was right on time for work.
That's the other thing. Yeah. You could get blasted.
Yeah. But it got me thinking today, and there's a lot of weird alignments going on because like we're drinking right now. Yeah. We didn't know we were going to be drinking today. That was a surprise. And I was drunk last night, and I had this thought today, or what I guess a segment of this podcast or something I'm going to start doing is telling drunk stories.
Okay.
Because those of you that know me and those of you who don't, I've had problems with alcohol abuse in the past. And I used to just do like really, I mean, you've heard some stories. I've done all kinds of crazy shit, and I would like to tell people.
Yeah. It's a good learning moment.
Yeah. And they're just like, I was thinking about this story today, and I was just like, oh, it was fun to revisit it. So I have a story for you.
Okay.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I was not drunk for this, but somebody else was. So that works. It's fine. Yeah. It works. So there was after work one day. I work at a restaurant, or I used to work at this restaurant. A bunch of us were going out after work, which if you don't work in the food service industry, that's like a daily thing. People go out. You go out and get drunk afterwards. You party hard. You work hard and you party hard when you work in table service. And we're all going out to a TGI Fridays. Okay, the location is important. The TGI Fridays. Picture what a TGI Fridays looks like. So it's me, my buddy, and a bunch of other it's one dude I'm real good friends with, and then like some other coworkers. We go out to it. We go to TGI Fridays, and another one of our coworkers shows up who's probably like 15 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So at that time, she was probably like in her late 40s, maybe early 50s. I don't know. So not like young, but not old, you know? Mm-hmm. So we're all in, except for this lady, we're all in our work clothes still. So we just came from work. So we're like in t-shirts, and some people are wearing their work pants still, whatever. And then the lady comes, and I don't want to say her name just because people listening, some of our listeners know this woman. I'll call her Terry. Mm-hmm. So Terry comes, and it's like she didn't work that day, so someone must have texted her saying, "Hey, we're going out to TGI Fridays if you want to come." So she came, and she was dressed in not how you would dress for a TGI Fridays. Like she looked like she was going out, like it's like a bar or a club in LA. And when I said she was late 40s, early 50s, she was dressed like she was 20. So she walked in, and we saw her walk in, and we were like, all right, like, you know, whatever, we're not going to make it. She's, you know, having a good time. So we were sitting at the bar top, and then like there's tables behind us. Like we have like a little area almost. Me and my buddy, we'll call him Greg, we're at the bar top, and we're like, oh, come over, hang out with us, because the tables were full.
Yeah.
So he moves over, and she sits in between us, and we're having a good time. We're drinking, we're hanging out, and she farted at one point. One point when she was sitting at the bar, she farted. And like it was one of those things to where
everybody heard it.
No, it was not an audible fart, but me and Greg were like, we when you smell it, but you're not like, who did that? We've just kind of both looked at each other like, oh, it was her. But yeah, she ends up getting very drunk. And she had only had, I think she had a shot of tequila, which also plays into what we can do after this. She had a shot of tequila and then like a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine, whatever. And like we noticed, like, just based on how she was talking and like the way she's like behaving, like, holy shit, like she's fucking trashed. And it ends, and the night goes how it goes, and then it's time to leave. So we're like, oh, she can't drive home. She drove herself there. So she has to take an Uber, or one of us can drive her car to her house, and then like I'll follow you, and then we'll come back and get both of our cars. And we end up going outside to figure out what we're gonna do, and like she's just like the kind of drunk. If you can't see me, I'm like swaying, like the classic drunk. Where she's blacked out, and it's raining outside. So we decide that he's going to drive her car and I'm going to follow in my car, and then we'll just come back. She lives 5 minutes away, so it's not really a big deal.
Oh,
yes. So we have to like get her into the car because she's just a fucking rag doll. It's a mess. And again, it's raining. So we get in the car, we get her in, and we turn. He turns the car on, and she opens the sunroof. It's raining outside. So she's just like, So the sunroof opens, and then it's just like, what are you doing? She just starts laughing, thinks it's funny. So they drive off, and then I follow in my car. Get to her house again, 5 minutes away. It's really quick, not a big deal. We have to get her out of the car, and like we have her like this, she's very drunk. So we get up to the front door, and it's locked with the keypad. So we're like, what's the code to get in so we can get you in the house? And she's just like, doesn't know how to get in the house. So we're like, well, we can't just leave her out here.
How do you help them if they can't figure out how to get in?
Well, what we did is, so she's married and has kids.
Oh, and someone could have opened the door.
Nobody was home. Like the reason she came out with us that night is because they were off on a trip or something. They weren't there. So we're like, what? We don't know. Like, how is there another way in? Like a back door or something? And so, we just like get her hand and just put it up next to the keypad, and she's able to put in the code.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she couldn't speak the code, whatever, but she was able to put it in. And so.
Oh my god, that's like in Star Wars where you knock out like a stormtrooper and then you pick up their hand and put it on the keypad.
Exactly. We scanned her hand. But it's like just muscle memory. You just know, like whatever. Yeah. So again, she's like this. She's like a rag doll. So we open the door and we just throw her in the house. We just toss her in there because we don't. Like, she had a dog, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, the dog was outside. We heard it barking the whole time, but we don't know if it's got a doggy door. Like, we don't know if it can get in somehow. So, I'm not going to go into a stranger's house that there's a dog there. And I've never been to her house, so I don't know what, like, you don't want to go to a stranger's home and just mess around with their shit. So, we throw her in the house, and we just close the door and just run back to my car. Like, we just... Oh, after we threw her in, we threw her keys in too. So we threw the keys in the house. The keys for her car. So everything's in the home. Like, it's fine. She passes out on the floor where we threw her. Cool. She is able to get up and go to the bed. Whatever. She's in her home. She will suffer the consequences of her decisions. So we end up just running back to my car, and we're like, what the fuck just happened? We just got this. We didn't get her drunk, but this lady just got very drunk, and it was just one of those scenarios where you look at your friend and you're like, what the fuck did we just do? And then I have a memory of it being the next day, but now that I'm telling the story, it could be wrong. We all had to work the next day, and she had to work too.
Everyone worked. That's one of the great times of where like you're partying with work people, then you have to go work
the
again
next
with
day.
those same
you
people.
Like look at them like, do you remember last night?
Yeah.
And she. Again, I don't think, now that I'm recalling, I don't think it was the next day. It was like a day or two later. But she came to work, and we kind of just like, oh, hey, Terry, what's up? And there was no mention of what happened. I wanted to be like, were you able to drag yourself to the bed? Like something?
Did you throw up?
She looked fine. She was just like, big smile on her face. She was like a really happy person. So just like, oh, hey guys. Like, you were a mess a few nights ago. Yeah. I think I'm going to start telling some more of those stories on here. I don't want to blow my load and tell them all right now.
Dude,
but
please don't. Yeah.
I've got a lot of stories like that. And ones where I'm drunk, that'll be better. Because I was not drunk that night.
I mean, that was a good story if you were like, I'm really working on myself.
Yeah.
I helped this person out.
It was one of those times where you think like, wow, alcohol really does fuck with people.
It really just turns you off.
Yeah. And it did not stop me drinking back then. I still drink like a fucking crazy person. I still do sometimes. But not as much as I used to. And yeah, it was... You can still see us, like, you can picture just like the body was in the house. Oh God,
thrown in.
Yeah, it's like, and also too the fact that she was. I've thought about it over the years, and I've been like, this bitch is like 47, and like if I got that drunk now, I would feel so ashamed.
I would. I'm 30.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I can't believe they had to do that for me.
Yeah, and it
I
also like
stop. Yeah, it'd have the whole spiraling thought process going.
But I feel like to get that drunk, it would be like an accident, like what, and it'd be so out of character nowadays. Not when I was younger. I've had days like that, but where it's like, what are you doing? You just had two kids that are half your age throw you into your home.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. Do you have any, do you have stories like that you remember?
Well,
I guess it's a story where you're like, again, where it's that moment where you look at somebody else and you're like, what just happened? Or I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah. I mean, I've got one where it's like, oh, I had to work at 4 a.m. or like 5 a.m. How did I get through that? How did anybody let me like do that?
Where all this talk of drinking, I'm going to actually pour some tequila for us. But go on.
Yeah, because it was when early 20s, I think it was 22, and I was hanging out with my friend, Mundo, and my then girlfriend, Leah. I think it's fine if I say her name, I guess. And
she's not listening.
Yeah, she doesn't care. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're doing it right now?
It's not a shot. You can just sip on it, unless you want to shoot it. It's kind of a big shot.
And we're going around to like different sports bars because my ex lived in Anaheim.
And so what a doxer. Leah in Anaheim. Look her up, guys.
Not there anymore. And
she's not there anymore.
We were going around from different sports bars around Orange. So I thought, oh, this is fine. I thought, oh, I'll probably just crash with like Mundo or Leah and then work at 4 a.m. Because it's like, I was 22, like, just thinking back then, like, oh, I can just go work at 4 a.m. Like, this is fine. I don't have to sleep. What an idiot. Ugh. I can't do that. No, don't do that.
As someone that wakes up for 4:30 for work on a regular basis, you can't do anything the night before.
Yeah.
Like, no drinking, no, can't even, like, stay up to watch. Like, you have to go to sleep. You get your hours in, but go ahead.
And so the night goes on. We go to downtown Fullerton, which should just tell you already it's going to end poorly.
It's fine when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, so early 20s in DTF. Mundo, he's this big, lovable guy, and he's kind of like gets in a fight after a while.
I've been there, DTF.
And it's like your lovable friend getting in a fight. Like, oh God, what's going to happen? Like, I got to get you out of this. So I got him out of it. But then I couldn't find my girlfriend. And I kept calling her, and she's like, Clinton, you need to get a cab. Find your way back. And I was like,
did she drive you?
Yeah.
And then she left you there?
She left me there.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
And this was, you said you're in your early 20s?
Yeah.
So
22.
Uber was around, but it wasn't like a huge It wasn't like it is today.
Yeah. I remember her saying, get a cab. Like, not get an Uber, not get a Lyft. Get like, get a cab. And in my head, I'm like, but I have my work clothes at her house.
So you're going to have to go there anyway.
So I went, I like got Mundo in a car, and I went trying to like get Leah to give me my clothes, and she wouldn't do it. So I ended up going with Mundo, taking a nap in like the Disneyland parking lot.
Wait, was she mad that you...
She was somehow mad. I don't understand why she was mad.
And she held your clothes hostage?
Yeah. So like all my work clothes at Disney, you have very specific clothes you have to wear. You have specific shoes and belts and shirts and name tags. Uh-huh. So I ended up borrowing Mundo's clothes.
Did he also work there?
Yeah. He also opened at 4 a.m. And so I'm wearing these big, larger man size clothes, showering at the Disneyland costume.
God.
And then just so much shame starting at 4 a.m.
I think if you're using it, for those of you who don't know, if you're using a Disneyland shower, that should put in perspective how things are going for you.
It's not good.
Because no one uses those fucking showers. Yeah. But speaking of clothes, I do have something I want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it on, and I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. It is a bucket hat. Means I can't use the headphones really, but
it's adorable.
Yeah, it doesn't really work with the headphones. Okay, I'll take it off in a second. But I've been really getting into bucket hats lately, and I would like to hear your opinion on bucket hats.
I think
your opinions too, how it looks. This is kind of like a generic. I got like just a generic, because there's all kinds of crazy ones now, and I just got like a generic smaller brim, whatever you call this.
Yeah,
and I think I like it.
I think you rock it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pull off this look, and I feel like whenever I see someone wearing them, they're either Asian, it's like popular in Asia, but they just seem like confident, I guess, to put one of these on. And I think I'm going to start wearing bucket hats.
I don't know what I think. It's because of the brim. I think, because in a way, it's sort of like a modern day fedora. Yeah, for you.
I used to just think fishermen with these.
Well, like the way that it curves and stuff, like the angle. Like, I think that's what I think.
Fishermen's wear like the slickers, the rubber shit, and then they have these on. Yeah, I think I saw some on Teddy Fresh. They have like flowers and shit all over it. Yeah, it's like it's a little bit bold for my first bucket hat.
Got some flowers. I got a nice floral bucket.
Yeah, I might try and get one that's a little chill, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I don't know what it is. It's probably the brim.
Probably the brim.
The brim works for you.
Would you wear a bucket hat?
I don't know if I could pull it off like that.
You want to try it on?
Maybe. Okay. I don't know. Is it gonna work? I have to wear it the same way.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Do you think so?
Yeah. The same color as your shirt, though. So it's a little
it clashes.
Matchy. Yeah,
it clashes.
It's a little too matchy, but I think it looks good.
I mean, I could see the appeal.
Yeah,
because you got a full range of sun protection.
I just like it because it's like no one else is wearing them, really.
Yeah,
not a lot of people are wearing them. Stand out a little bit more. The guy with the pineapples on his shirt and the bucket hat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw this thing earlier today online about a woman who was killed at the beach by a beach umbrella.
What?
It says that a beachgoer in South Carolina has died after being impaled in her chest by a loose beach umbrella. The umbrella had spiked end and was allegedly blown from its anchoring by strong winds, hitting the 63-year-old victim, who's been identified. I won't say her name. 3,000 people are reportedly injured by beach umbrellas annually.
Wait, 3,000?
Yeah.
3,000.
3,000 people a year are injured by beach umbrellas.
Oh, injured.
They are fucking Final Destination.
Killed? Yeah.
This lady.
God, 3,000. Ethel was a great great grandma, but you know.
Can you imagine being on the beach and just an umbrella comes flying at you, stick first, and impales you? That is some Final Destination shit. Ugh. I feel like that's happened in one of the movies where
it had to.
Shit's just flat. Like, I don't know.
I should.
I think it was Final Destination 2. No. Final Destination 3. Where I think it was a flagpole.
Oh, flagpole.
Gets like flung through a series of machinations. I'm sure you're familiar with the movie. And impales some girl in the chest.
Oof.
Crazy. Also, this I saw. I can't really pull it up, but I thought you'd be funny if you saw it. Shia LaBeouf.
I love Shia LaBeouf.
Casually grabs Mia Goth's boob while picking up breakfast.
Oh, that's a. This is where the debate between boob guy and butt guy comes in.
You can also see she's not wearing a bra, so she's got some.
Well, that's the thing.
She's got some low hangers, and looks like she might be kind of cold.
Because it is not socially acceptable to do that, to grab a boob, but you could grab a butt.
Yeah.
Without people really noticing, but like that,
they notice when you grab their butt.
They could. I mean, other people like bystanders.
But would you notice if you walked down the street and somebody grabbed your ass?
Well, I'm saying like if I'm with a girl.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And like I'm Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Nobody cares.
Just reaching up.
You do kind of grab
not reach up
asses all the time when you're in a couple. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that photo is just they're just hanging out, and he goes under the shirt and just gives it like a honk.
No. What? No. Stop. Shia, you were doing so well like 3 years ago.
It's not like it's a random person, though. I think that's
they're together.
I think that's his girlfriend.
I
don't know who Mia Goth is.
Goats?
It's Goth. Is that
Goth? Oh, Goth. Mia Goth?
Yeah, I just wonder if that's ever going to be a thing. Because you're right, the ass grab stuff happens and nobody cares. But if you're just, Shia LaBeouf's doing it, someone's going to be like, well.
Oh, no.
I guess it's okay if it's being plastered as an article. Like that was an article on page 6.
Page 6. What?
Shia LaBeouf grabs Mia Goth's tit. Like that's newsworthy.
That's what they got.
Yeah. So now you're gonna see that photo and be like, well, if he's doing it they're at a juice place. If he's doing it at the juice shop, I'd do it at Starbucks.
What juice place was it?
Some LA juice place. I don't think it said the name. Why does it matter?
Oh. Shia LaBeouf got an extra squeeze today.
He's at the juice place, Grabbies. Just kidding.
That's it. That's the juice place.
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Hey, grab a juice and grab a titty.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf was at Fresh Squeeze today.
Fresh squeezed.
Fresh Squeeze.
Have you seen that new movie, Prey?
I haven't watched it yet, but I hear good things. I hear really good things.
It was good. I liked it. Mm-hmm. I love seeing natives get slaughtered.
Oh my god!
It's kind of interesting to, even though they have like French Canadians in it, which they came down during the fur trade and all that, but that this alien comes in who's not from America and just starts killing a bunch of Indians. I don't know if that was like a messaging involved at all when they wrote the movie. Or they just were like, we didn't even catch that. But I remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, that's a little interesting. Mm-hmm. They're having an alien come in and even at the end, they say we have to move. Like, spoiler. After, obviously they beat the predator, but they're like, and now we must move from these lands for whatever reason. I was like, is this movie like, do they know what they're doing? They're saying all this stuff?
Yeah, because I heard the sequel is set in Africa.
I didn't know there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
South Africa.
South Africa. And the predator is now going to just take people and take them back on his ship.
Yeah.
And make them be superheroes up in space.
Well, because, again, spoiler, more come at the end. More
predators come?
Their ships come. That's how it ends. It ends on a cliffhanger, kind of. Or it's after the credits where you see it. but it's like, oh, is that supposed to be like a metaphor for America?
That sounds. If there's more coming,
more coming in, and like now we have to move. It's like,
were any of them like, oh, hey, Janet, let's come sit here. All right, Bob.
Yeah, predator families coming.
Oh man, Dad,
little baby predators.
I really wanted one of them to stay. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, you just see their ships come in, but it's like, oh, more here now, and it's like they have to have known that. That had to have been the intention. Purpose, yeah. Like, oh, we're talking about a native, what's the word? I don't know. Just kicking the natives out and finding a new home. Even though the predators, they don't colonize, they're just there to kill.
That's got to be it because what I've heard about it is that it's pretty cool that it's like all natives.
Yeah.
Native descent people, indigenous descent people.
The cast?
The whole cast.
I don't know. There were some whites in there.
Some whites?
Yeah, but they played the bad guys.
Of course.
There was I said there were French Canadians came down during the fur trade. So ship. So they had some of those characters in the movie.
So that's like 1400s?
1700s.
Yeah.
Like 17,
14,
10 or 17. Something around there. Yeah, go on. What were you saying? The cast?
Yeah, the cast is all indigenous people, a descent. So at first I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, and you could also watch it in
had
the other language,
whatever the link,
I don't remember
language,
the native language,
one of the hundreds of them,
whatever
tribe it was.
I mean, that'd be pretty messed up if the predator is just going after a specific group of people. That would almost make you think that the predator is kind of racist.
He goes around the French Canadians to get to
he's like, not you.
Yeah. He looked
very
different.
Afraid of your guns.
The mouth. He looked different than the other predators. They updated his look a little bit, to make him a little scarier, which was cool. But also made me think, have you seen the Predator movies?
I like them, yeah.
Okay.
With Arnold, the chopper.
It was cool to see the natives like do well against him, because they're like, there's no way that they got bows and shit. And he's got lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool to see them work around that, like able to actually do some shit to him.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Predator's always just,
they own
his
it.
weakness is mud.
Yeah. You can't see me.
I can't see where you, like, that's always, like, you can't see. Like, do you think this perfect killer can't see shit? That's the weakness they gave him. Can only see heat. They do the mud thing again in this one.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah. Keep it consistent.
Yeah. Speaking of predators, Ezra Miller.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad we brought them up again. I'm so good at pronouns now.
Yeah. I didn't know that he was. I didn't know that they were a they. I didn't know it was a they them. He is fucking nuts, dude.
He's crazy.
I looked up after you mentioned him the other day. I looked up. I knew he was in some kind of weird legal shit, but I really don't give a shit about celebrities that much. See what's going on. He's got like people living with him, and like now they can't find them, or they all ran away together, and they were on some kind of marijuana farm, or maybe just a farm, and they had weed there. But like all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah,
like the guy from The Flash, like that little weird kid, or Harry Potter.
Both.
Yeah, it's crazy. People are crazy.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy because the new CEO of Warner Brothers looks at the Flash movie that he's in and goes, "Oh, this is pretty good. This will still come out."
Yeah.
So just so positive about it, but now
that it gets worse and worse.
It's getting worse and worse and worse, and he's becoming like a real life Joker. He's kidnapping people.
Yeah,
and he's assaulting. He's terrible.
Saw a video of him choking somebody, like at a convention. I think it was a fan. I forget the context. Like they were just trying to talk to him or something, and he was like he choked at a
psychopaths.
Yeah,
nuts. Warner Brothers has, just like how Ezra Miller identifies as they, Warner Brothers also has many different plans
for them.
for them.
I don't know. It's like the Batgirl thing we talked about last week. How can you
so sad?
Just take this movie, and I'm sure Flash had a bigger budget than Batgirl.
Yeah,
it's like you made the thing, and you're not going to get any revenue back from it. You just take that huge loss. I don't get it, and I don't know if everybody knows. Like, that's the thing with this kind of news and stuff is like, does everybody know about Ezra Miller? Probably not. You could still release the movie, and it's still going to make money. You
could.
Like,
I'm worried that they might know all about him now.
I don't know. I think because where we're at, just California in general, like a lot of us are more into that kind of. We know a little bit more about what's going on just because it's around. But like, if you live in Tennessee, Tennessee is a bad example. Utah,
South Dakota,
Maryland, Delaware. Like, do you really know? Like, is that on your radar at all? And there's like, there's a new Flash movie. Like that too. Sometimes when I hear people don't know what movies are out, and they're just like, we just went to the movies and we saw what was playing and we chose that one. It's like, you don't know already all about movies that are coming out?
Yeah, they're just like, is that another one of them moving pictures?
Yeah,
is Batman in this one again?
Yeah, it's like, and I don't really watch trailers, but it's like, you don't see trailers online. Like, you don't see them. You don't have to watch them, but you don't see like something pop up for this movie. It's crazy.
They must know.
There's probably people that don't like Ezra Miller. I don't know what the Flash is. We're watching the Flash. Yeah.
And then
the action movie is coming out on Friday. We thought I'd take the kids. They're not going to be like, they on screen.
Look at them.
They're a kidnapper that
literally a DC villain. He's a DC villain now.
Yeah, like, is Flash is the villain in this movie?
He is the Flash.
Yeah, I wonder how that must feel.
Man,
it's like, I identify as they them. Okay, and then you do a movie and like you're on set and you're like, just make sure he goes in the shot this way. They go in the shot.
We are. Yes, we are.
Okay. Yeah, that's gotta be annoying.
Man, and then this week, Warner Brothers went back to the actress who played Batgirl, and after canceling like her movie, was like, hey, but we would like you to play Batgirl again.
And something else?
Yeah. And she said no. Because that's messed up.
Yeah.
I
don't know if she got paid.
Yeah.
But
she must, but
there is other opportunities you could get, like just being on screen. And it was a show?
It was a movie. But it was probably like CW level.
I saw
probably not that good.
I saw the photo of her as Batgirl. It didn't look good.
Yeah, I thought that from the beginning.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
CW
it had the look
has
of
a sting.
Those lame shows on CW.
Yeah.
And it just didn't look good. I read some stuff too that was like the quality of the movie wasn't great, so we're not going to put much more money into it. I don't know if that stuff is true, but like that's got to suck. It's like, your movie's so bad that we're just not going to release it. We're not even going to try and make any money off of it. It's just, we're just going to tank it.
Like, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm like, what would that do to your ego or your self-esteem? You would just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Them asking her, or just like the movie sucks, that, so no one's going to watch it.
Yeah. Would you rather have your movie come out and it totally tanks, or have it just be stopped before and no one will know?
Well, people know about it. People
know. Some saw. Yeah.
Well, not only people that, like that's the story, is that this movie is not going to come out. So now there's going to be this question of why isn't it coming out? Like, there's probably other reasons, but if that is the reason, like, what was so bad about it that we can't watch it? Because there's some bad movies that get made and go gold and go all the way into the theaters. No one stopped those.
Morbius.
Yeah. Morbius. Did you see Morbius?
No.
Okay. I didn't see it either.
It was so bad that people made fun of it online But then the studio saw that they were talking about it.
Like, oh,
so because they were talking about it, they're like, oh, people must want to see it again. So it came back in again, and it still made like no money.
Yeah, I think it made like a couple thousand. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it was not. It wasn't what they thought.
It was rough.
Oh, they're all talking about it online. They want to watch the movie.
Like, they like it?
They're talking about it online, but they're making fun of it online. Yeah. You know, it's not the same thing. People were live streaming it on Twitch, the movie. So you could actually watch it for free, technically. I don't know how they did it. But they just, it's Morbin time. Like, just make fun of the movie.
Do they say that in the movie? I
don't think so. It's just a thing that, it came from somewhere. But why the fuck would you make a Morbius movie? What a random ass character. They're making a Madam Web movie. Madam Web. Who is in charge saying, let's get all of the D characters and make movies about them? Nobody knows about them.
Yeah.
You only know Morbius, Madam Web if you are somewhat into comics a little bit, like you have some seasoning in that area. Because like the average person's like, Morbius, what? The bat guy? He's a vampire. It's not a bat.
Vampire,
I don't fucking know.
Vampire, yeah.
I'm like, Madam Web? Who the fuck's Madam Web?
Yeah.
You know, like my dad's not going to know who Madam Web is.
Yeah.
I don't even really know who she is. I know it's like the lady, obviously Madam. The one in the chair, right? Who's just kind of like old and...
Hello, Spider-Man.
Yeah, she was on the show. She was that old bitch on the show. Just showed up and was always a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? You're omniscient?
You're making a movie about that lady? She just sits there and complains. Some crotchety old hag shows up a couple episodes just to annoy Spider-Man. Yeah, stupid.
When you have so many... You have Green Goblin.
Or just... You have other...
You have other characters. I mean, Venom... The Venom movies do well.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch They had another one come out.
That's probably why the bad movies are able to be made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Venom did good.
Yeah. Venom was... It was entertaining. I had fun with Venom, but it wasn't a good movie.
No.
Tom Hardy's just playing autistic or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a reporter. How are you?
Remember... not so much from the trailer. I noticed when I watched the trailer, like, he's got a weird accent. And then you watch the movie, and it's one of those, like, the lady with the math. You're like, is he? Is he? Because why is he talking like that?
Maybe.
And he had, like, the weird face tics, too. Like, ooh, I want lobster. Like, he wanted to eat lobsters. Live lobsters. Tater tots. I gotta eat the tater tots. He must be a little...
If it is, wow. Good for them. Giving us a anti-hero who is neurodiverse.
Yeah. Diverse. Is that what they say now?
Neurodiverse.
Yeah. Neurodiverse.
That's what we call it.
Instead of the R one? The R word.
Because all brains are different. Yeah. Which is nice for everybody. But then it's also kind of intimidating. Because once you know everybody is different, it's like...
yeah.
I have to do something specific for each person.
Yeah, it's like, when you see a homeless person on the street, you don't just walk over them? You try to help them?
You don't? Do you talk to them?
Sus.
Do you give them eye contact?
No. Absolutely not. No. You just keep walking past them. Even when they're badgering you, you don't even acknowledge it. You don't lock in the eyes because then they know, like, oh, I can go over there and something will happen.
Yeah. I do give people, like, a moment where I'm like...
Homeless or people?
Anybody.
Because they're not the same.
Anybody. Everyone. Where I'm like, are you just losing it? Or do I need, like, can I help you?
Okay. When they have an outburst like that or just...
Or something where you're like, I'm not going to treat you like I would treat my brother.
Yeah.
Or my best friends.
Well, of course not.
I'm not going to be like, shut up. I'm going to be like...
Oh, what was it called? Neurodiverse?
Neurodiverse.
Speaking of neurodiverse, Anne Heche died today. Yeah.
R.I.P.
It's sad, but, you know, I feel like she was neurodiverse at the end, at least.
She was deficient. She lost it all.
She was on like cocaine and fentanyl too. I just read before we came in here. That's kind of sad. Drive your car into someone's house.
Yeah. Ugh.
Every time you hear that story of someone that drives into a house, what must it feel like to be in the house? You're just sitting there, like
living your life.
I feel like if they happen to drive into my house, it'd just be like when I was jerking off or something, so you're just doing the thing, and then a car comes flying into your living room.
You would never do it again.
Yeah.
You'd wait like a week.
Or here's the thing. If I were doing that, and a car crashed into my house, into the living room, would I finish and then react, or would I stop cranking it and be like, oh, "What's going on?"
I think you would get.
Depends how far along I was.
I think you would get used to it.
Get used to it?
I think what your body would do is go, "Wow, that was intense." And then for some reason, when you go to do it again, you're going to want that thrill back in your life.
Okay, before you do that, before that though, I'm saying if like I didn't immediately stop and like deal with the situation, I'm saying I'm in the middle of doing it. The car crashes into the house, and then I have to finish. No, would I do that, or would I just like pull my pants up and then address the problem? And I think, I don't know. It depends how far along I would be. But back to what you were saying, or it's like you have some kind of PTSD, or like, now every time I want to jerk off, I need to have
a car crash,
or just a big
sound,
loud incident, or something needs to be destroyed in my presence to get off.
Yeah, you start playing just
feeling real neurodiverse these days.
Car wrecks on YouTube. You're like, wow, my search history is very clean.
So get off to red asphalt.
That's it? This is all I got nowadays? Man. Just big flames and just loud noises.
Yeah, F in the chat for Anhesh. F in the chat. Yeah, it's wild. Did you see the videos of her? There's only one I saw. It was on a ring camera of someone's front door, and she's just flying down the street.
Because that happened last week when we were recording.
It did?
I think at the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just imagine being on your street at home, just watering your lawn, whatever, going about your day, and a car comes flying down the road at freeway speed down the neighborhood. And you're just like, what the fuck was that?
Ugh.
And then you hear a loud crash because she crashed into a house. It's insane.
Yikes.
So I think go ahead and wrap it up.
Do we got
today.
that? Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
for another episode. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And YouTube. The YouTube.
Get it.
I see the YouTube. The views are going up, so thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back next week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Always.